Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 5 to 7 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. The Coast to Coast Racing League 350A Modifieds, Pro Late Models, and the 360 Sprint Cars.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman here with ShaggyTV. And, well, night number one, needless to say, very interesting. Went fantastically for some. Not so much for your boy Shaggy. We'll talk about the points and stuff here as we get a little bit further in. We got some time to, just kind of look around, do some things. But the first thing, huge shout out to Lucky Sevens Racing. I mean, they're sponsoring tonight the whole night, I believe. Maybe you can put 2 and 2 together. Somebody has a number 7 on their race car. Maybe that's them. Not sure if he wanted to be anonymous or not. But, their name maybe starts with a B. Last name maybe starts with a D. Thank you for coming on board. And, man, just being another wonderful sponsor here for the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. This is our 6th time doing this. And, speaking of, there was a big donation today from DWR Automotive and Dylan Westbrook Racing. They added $200 to the pot. So, man, it got a whole lot more interesting today around lunchtime. Big thank you to DWR Automotive and Dylan Westbrook. I mean, all of you guys coming on board doing this. I mean, Black Dirt Racing, the National Auto Racing Club. I mean, we got Mama Bear, Ty Dickinson's mom coming on a little bit this week. I mean, this is what makes it fun. This is why, personally, I can't speak for Marty and all them, but, and this is why I enjoy doing it and why I will never give up one of these charity spots. I mean, heck, I'm in a golf league on Thursday nights. I said, nope, can't golf this week. Gotta do a little free working here over on the C2C network. And, well, while I've been talking, I've been trying to do two things at once here. I'm not very good at doing that, so I'm going to keep talking. But I'm trying to bring over, I want to show you what the points look like coming in tonight, and it'll be a lot easier if you can just look at it like I am. You don't have to take my word for it. Let me drag it over to this new screen. Set us all up. You can look at me smack dab right there in the middle. Okay, let me transition this over here for us. Actually, it'll be easier if I just take that off and then I can hand do it myself. My apologies. I'm definitely not a producer here yet, but Chad Griggs coming into tonight, top dog, 488. Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, 487. So top two separated by 1 point. The most you can get is a perfect 500, okay? Now, if you're not familiar with the Knoxville Nationals, okay, not everyone is. I'll do a little bit of explaining here. P1, you can get 200 points for qualifying first, okay? Then we're doing a 2-point drop every spot. So, you can do the math, second, 198, so on and so forth. You win your heat race after they do an 8-car invert. We were going to do 6. It was 4 accidentally last night, so I assume they'll keep with the 4. You get 100 points if you win your heat race. Then points drop by 3. So P2 would get 97, so on and so forth. Now, we're not going to have those B main points that the Knoxville National does because, well, we still will run the B main, but every driver in the session tonight will, make it. We won't have over the 24 as far as I know, unless, Dino, he can come in here, yell at me later or chime in on one of the chats, and I'll try to find it. But as far as I know, well, it'll be the same thing as last night, where top 4 straight to the show from the heat races, and then the rest will run the B main just as a just in case. Let's say you got wrecked in your heat race. You have a chance to make up some positions in the B main and improve your starting spot rather than, have to start in the back for the feature, have way less time to do it. But right now, I would say if you're Steven Goldner, around 470, you feel okay, maybe not so comfortable, but man, once you get to Lacey, that's where you need a lot of stuff to happen.
Good evening, everybody.
I would think. And you can hear Jeff Barker. Jeff's going to behave. I had to turn that on last night, well, because I was racing. So let's turn off Jeff. Jeff got his TV time. Big shout out to Jeff Barker. And now Dino's in the Discord. I see him. What's up, Dino?
What's going on, sir?
So now, Dino, it's the same thing as it was last night, right? Every car should make, obviously we got plenty in here, but every car should make it to the feature, but we'll still run that B main just to kind of set the grid?
Yes. Everything should clone exactly the same. We probably will have the same exact number of cars, 24, because I think GJ Boydell said he couldn't make it tonight. And then the one entry change we had was Chad Cote can't make it, so he handed his entry off to Steven Fernberg.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I think I got from trying to get a good view of Roger. Yeah, Roger. Look at Roger running a special scheme tonight. That's Steve King Foundation 747.
Brian Lawson, as just saw. I drove right by him, and he's got one as well.
Yeah, he is. Look at that thing. Man, I don't know how, maybe just luck of the draw, but they both decided to go red and black there, Dino. They're almost just compete with each other naturally?
Mine is the same as all the other FTM teammates, except I like gold leaf on my numbers. So Tyler Bowman put gold leaf on my numbers, and that's what makes my car just a little bit different than theirs.
Now, I talked so long about what happened last night, how good of a night Griggs and Dittmer really had. I didn't really talk any about this race. So last night to open up the night, we did our veterans race, our veterans first responders, and I believe Patrick Spangler cleaned house on that one, but he's probably going to be in on points. Or no, he actually may not. Or how did he do on points?
No,
Let's bring that
should
up.
be good. I think.
Oh yeah,
you're
475.
Right.
He's good.
I think all the way down to Goldner, you're good. From looking. So really, Andy Patton's looking at that second place finish he got last night. He's in the event. Because Patrick is going to make it on points. So that's where that second place that Andy got last night means a lot.
Obviously, Dean, you're going to run this. I mean, how important is this? Maybe go win this thing and lock yourself in. I mean, that could be the difference, right?
Oh, it's a good something you want to fall. You don't want to fall back on, but you can. And and like you said, even if you don't win, you want to get as many positions as you can, because as guys make the race, we move down the finishing positions. So Andy Patton didn't have a good night last night with points. We still got Hard Knocks tomorrow. But knowing that you're going to be in the event, and I'm pretty sure Andy thinks he knows that, or he should, takes a little bit of pressure off. But you don't want to be one of those provisionals starting in 25th or 26th. You want to still be in that top 24.
No, you don't. And you don't want to have to go through the soup like I'm going to have to go through, Dean. You want to make sure you do a little bit better than that. And, man, I can tell you, track was very interesting last night. I know it's early here and now, and I'm trying to watch nobody really going up top. But do you see any possible characteristics of that cushion that we saw last night developing again? Because, man, oh, man, it was a wild ride up top.
I think it's going to, because if you remember, it developed in that matinee, Shaggy, that we were in, and that only had 16 cars. We're going to have 24 cars. We're going to run more races, because that was only 2 heats in the feature. This is going to be 3 heats of B-main before we get to the feature. And I just think, with this new build, that's going to be a characteristic that's going to be with us all week. And it's going to be up to the guys that do like to run the top, which is me. Where you got to pick your battles and see if it's worth doing that or moving down, and then trying to maybe run a groove that you're not comfortable with. Brandon Dittmer, he's a high side guy, but he really transitioned to the bottom yesterday nicely, and that was huge for him.
Yeah, I know. I got to figure out what gear he used. I mean, I was definitely, I wounded myself there after the quick repair. I slapped the wall pretty hard and was just trying to nurse that broken right front and not collect anyone, maybe steal some free spots. But, man, I just don't know. Last night was so tricky. I mean, I'm sure most of the guys in this race watched. I mean, I got a good view of him going by, Dino. Chad Griggs looked like, he was on another planet.
Chad Griggs, the last probably 4 or 5 months, has really found something in his setups, in his steering, or the way he approaches the races, because he has been really strong. I have run a few races with him, including that we ran what's called a no limit 410 deal, and he was the point leader in that for a long time as well. And Chad is, there's really 5 guys you kind of pick who's favorites for this, and then there's the rest that are hoping that we can do well and maybe get some luck. He's in that top 5.
Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable to see him and Blake duel it out. We always have that issue, Dean. Those first couple laps, maybe the first 10 or so laps. If we make the show, are you even worried? Do we need to save fuel again this year?
I think you have to. I think you're safe with 42, 43 laps. But, with the new build, and then with the cushion being that high, and what you got to do for gearing, I still think fuel is going to be an issue. Maybe not as much, but I'm going to do some practice. I'm going to get in a little bit on probably maybe tomorrow or so, if not Thursday, to just put in a full load and do 30 laps nonstop and see how much I have left. And that's usually a good deal. That's what we did with the Super Dirt Modified week with the big blocks. 100 laps. I ran 20 laps all out on the top, and I told Jeff Barker, I said I could make it to lap 90. So I said it's doable. Because I went all out on a 15% track. It's going to be a burned off track. We're going to have cars out there. You're going to be all over the place, not up against the wall. And I just had to conserve for about 4 or 5 laps because I ran the top mostly there, and then I made it. I made it with about 5 laps to spare. So, but I think you're going to see other guys do some tests. But the main thing is the tires. We did 30 laps yesterday at that matinee, and I had 65% left. That's not a lot. So we're going to go 47, and once you get to that 50% range, these tires are like a skating rink. So I think that's going to be huge.
Yeah, and guys who I know I was one of them. You can't slip and slide early, be too aggressive earlier. That's when you really pay for it on the back end. Yeah. But not a lot of time here left, only like 3 minutes. And well, Dean, I believe Jack Hitt's in here, Steve Maurer as well. So it's looking like 11. I normally don't try to amp up qualifying a whole bunch, but you know how it goes, man. We're not going to run heat races in this. How important, not to put the pressure on you, man, but how important is it that you go out here and put a good qualifying lap down?
Well, I'm going to use this as a learning session. I'm going to try something right here. I think the track's not going to be as worn off as it's going to be later on, but yes, I want to do good and get a good finish, but I'm going to also try some things. So looks like Jeff is going to advance here. Sure, he waited for Steve Maurer to get in. And just asked if Steve wanted to go out and do a couple laps, so we might be a minute or two before we advance, and then which we know we're going to have plenty of time because the other server opens at 7:30, and Jeff probably not going to advance to almost 8 o'clock anyway.
Yeah, that's what I literally, right as the broadcast was coming up, sorry if it was quiet those first 10 seconds, but I was actually talking to Jeff Barker, telling him just that. I said, dude, we can't even go for a while. I said, let me talk a little bit about the points. No rush here. So, yeah, definitely no hurry at all.
Just advance, so we're going to go to qualifying right here.
Yeah, let's see who pulls out on the track first here.
Brendan Templeton come out first, so.
No, Templeton's not here, so he can't.
He always I always like how he comes out first.
It is unbelievable.
Even though there's 5 minutes, I'm going to go out because I know where I'm going to run, and we're going to give it a whirl.
What's crazy is Clay is out for the first time ever. He's the first driver, and I don't know if he's going to tease us, roll around the top here real fast and then slow down when we get to the start-finish line like he likes to, but we'll have to see. Putt, rolling the top through 1 and 2, right back up there through 3 and 4, maybe a little bit of a diamond off 4. Lap number 1 in the books for Brandon Dittmer as well. And the Spider Monkey, man, right back to the top. Dino P2. Let's watch the Spider Monkey here. This second and final lap clips the inside. Not going to get faster. Andy Patton in the 87 jumps to the top of the charts. Quick time, but Brandon Dittmer, oh boy, he did find time clipping it in 3 and 4. Top of the charts, 15:64. Brandon Dittmer. Jack Hitt comes around his second and final lap, P3. Jeff Barker coming around right now to finish up his second time around. Right now, 5th. Can he find time quicker through Sector 2? Not going to improve. Going to stay P5 as the Bassman. Roger Craig comes across the line. He's P8 for that final time. And, well, I think, Dino, maybe I'm wrong. But Blake Chapman maybe pulling a Patrick here.
Well, I'm watching Dittmer to see what he did. So, because I'm 2/10 off, and that's not good for tonight. Oh, he stuck the bottom of 3 and 4 most of the way through.
I know we're gonna have to raid his setup folder, figure out what's going on there for that 83 because man, he really was too. That's another one blew the doors off me as I was getting lapped last night. Yes, you heard that right, lap. The 25 lap race that hurt the ego, but it is what it is. Because all the guys have qualified but Blake Chapman. So not sure if Blake's going to put in a lap here or what the drill is. Still got a little bit of time. They set it for 5 minutes.
Jeff said about 1 more minute he's going to advance. So you kind of give Blake the ultimatum.
Yeah, I think he's just doing the Patrick Spangler instead of asking for the EOL, just going to line up in the back. Which, you know, I mean, to each their own. But, and this isn't me complaining at all, Patrick, but I think I like that one more because I'm always so jealous, Dean, when I'm on the inside or outside, and then there's an EOL a row or two in front of me, but it's on the opposite lane as me, and I get to watch that guy jump up ahead. I can't stand that.
So it's 20 laps. So I put the feature set. Did put my feature set in. Going to take out a lot of fuel. I don't know what to do with the gear because usually I go very low in a gear with the feature, but here there's still a lot of bite out there. So, well, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think I ran the 06 last night and definitely wished I would have went lower. I think I was crying for help.
Oh, it's interesting you say that because that's what I got in right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And this track's a lot better than what I was on at the end of the night last night. So, yeah, I definitely didn't make the right decision there, but you can't win them all. Got a minute left here in qualifying.
Yeah, I'm just guessing how many gallons because the normal set is for a 30 lap race. So I'm guessing here. So I'm going to go in and grid real quick and get out real quick just to see, you know, what I got for a time here. Let's see how much. Okay, so 25 laps, so I can go 1 gallon less.
Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Starting grid for our Coast to Coast Racing League Volunteers portion. Winner will lock himself into the show. But remember, like Dino and I were saying earlier, and well, yesterday, I mean, the P2, P3 could be everything. You know, if the guy who wins this thing locks himself in. So you're going to see guys racing hard all over the racetrack. Let's take a look. Starting lineup, running out the field, the Popcorn Man, Blake Chapman, row 5 to the outside, the 88 of Steve Maurer to the inside, the 051 of Putt Putt, Clay Christopherson. Row 4 to the top shelf, the Bass Man and the 747, Roger Craig. To the inside, the Mayor, Steven Bixler. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 57 of Brian Lawson. To the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 2 to the outside, the 790 of Dino, Dean Reynolds. To the inside, the 217 of the Gentleman, Jack Hitt. Row 1 for your Volunteers race. To the outside, the 87 of the General, Andy Patton. Starting on the pole, the Spider Monkey in the 83, Brandon Dittmer. I'll tell you what, though.
Put me in for the 790.
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I'll say 79 the rest of the night. It's got to just be the Volunteers.
It is, because the Volunteers I've been in, for a couple of years, and my number used to have been 790 until Andrew Smith actually gave it up, and he said, Dean, go take it. I want everyone to notice the beautiful sunset in turn 3.
Yeah, it is. It might be one of those awkward times, though, Dean, where this dust might get crazy if it starts to roll off.
Well, it is tough to see because there's a little bit of fog. There's a sunset going down the back straightaway. It's not the easiest to see out here right now.
I guarantee it. And the green flag's high. She's ready to fly. We got 20 laps to play in the clay at the Knoxville Raceway. Your Volunteers race is underway. The Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, with a good run on the bottom through 1 and 2. But here comes the General outside, and he's got the 79 behind him. Dino looking to make a move here. Brandon on the bottom trying to fight back through 3 and 4, but just not enough. Here comes the train on the top. The General, Andy Patton, goes down, throws that slider line through 1 and 2. Dino fights to the top of the 83. Brandon Dittmer now able to fall in line. Brian Lawson, though, maybe got the fed a rear bumper there. He's on the outside now, 3 wide. The Gentleman, Jack Hitt, and that Bill Calder-inspired 325 moves on up the P4. Let's see what the Gentleman can do. Plenty of time to play. 17 laps to go. This time by as Dino closes in on the General, Andy Patton. Trying to reel him in off the 2. We got a car in the wall. I believe that's Jack Hit. It is. He goes around. No caution flag. He continues. Maybe some damage, though, on that right front, but we're going to have to roll on. No flags. We roll, and look at Brandon Dittmer maybe starting to get that thing humming. Quick time last time around for Brandon. Now Dino looking to maybe reel him in here. He answers the bell with a 16.18, and it was actually, I just looked, it was Dino with the quickest lap. 16.00, and it's Dino. What can he do? Plenty of time here. 14 laps to go this time by. Roger Craig able to move on up into 4th. He started 8th, up 4 spots. He is your big mover. Reeling in that spider monkey of Brandon Dittmer, you know, probably locked into this show, so not going to race too hard. Needs to behave, and, well, Dino knows maybe Andy Patton possibly locked in from the veterans race, but maybe Dino doesn't want to rely on that. Maybe going to work hard, but we get our first caution flag, and it is for Steve Maurer and Brian Lawson. Let's see if we can take a peek here, find out what happened. You see they're side by side as they enter 1. Maurer clips the inside berm, pushes up the racetrack, feeds Lawson a little right rear, and they go hard into the outside wall. Brian Lawson, I believe, even needing to tow. That's going to be tough for the 57, of Brian Lawson. I'm still not used to that number change there, Dino, for Brian.
Yeah, he's doing that with a sponsor that he's got that requested, and also in honor of Tommy Corellis, who's a big block modified runner out his way that's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a combination why he went from the 9 to the 57.
Well, we'll have to see, too. This is another one kind of makes me wonder, you know. Dina, you've been in the Discord with me. You get to hear me ranting and raving, screaming and yelling. You haven't heard me mention Blake Chapman once. He's quiet right now, running 7th. I mean, he gained 2 spots there because of the spin. But, man, he's just maintaining in the back, maybe trying to do a little learning for tonight. It doesn't look like, I don't want to jinx you, but you're going to have to feel the wrath of that 20 machine just yet.
Well, Blake could be, like I said, like I thought Spangler was doing last night. You know, he could be throwing in a feature set and trying to learn. So, I'm interested here. I've gone all out, and I only got fuel for 1 lap to spare. Right now it's saying I could do 21 laps.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to be lifting anytime soon here, battling for the lead. So good luck, Dina.
Yeah.
Runner till she's dry. As the green flag's high, she's ready to fly. The general drops the hammer. Good restart there for the 83 of Brandon Dittmer. Thought he was maybe going to think to take a peek, but he clipped the inside berm. Roger Craig to the top 3. The Bassman on the move. 3 wide behind. Jeff Barker gets a 2 for 1. Goes around Dittmer and Blake Chapman. Blake still stuck in that 7th position. Now gets 1 more. Goes around Brandon Dittmer. And Brandon Dittmer, you got to think, I haven't seen him drive this easy in a long time. Just don't need to make any enemies. You got that thing in the show. I mean, heck, probably going to be in the pole shuffle that I'll be broadcasting tomorrow night. And right now, Dino trying to throw it in deep, gets up close to that outside wall.
Yeah, that wasn't planned. That was not planned. She hopped a little bit, and I'm like, oh, crap.
Yeah, he sent it up there, man. It hiked, and Steve Bixler does the same about 3 cars behind through 3 and 4. Almost gets a run on the outside of Barker, but needs the lift, and now he's got the popcorn man. Blake Chapman, he's doing his hunting now. He gets 1, tries to get 2, can't get Barker just yet. Going to look to the inside here. He's got the gentleman, Jack Hit. Jack Hit making it 3 wide. Jack having to lift out, though. Maybe going to lose out now, possibly to Steve Bixler as the mare rifles around the high side, and we take a peek back up front. Dino still stuck in that dirty air. Can't find a way around that 87. We got 6 laps to play, 3 miles here at the Knoxville Raceway. Blake Chapman doing some fishing on the bottom. He learned some tips from the Bass Man, but couldn't get it done. The Brewerton Beast, too much steam on the high side. 5 laps to play. The General still leading the way. 4 tenths ahead of Dino. Let's hop off the back bumper. See Dino, man, right in those tire tracks. Gains a little bit here coming off, but just not enough that he can get to the inside of that 87 and even think about a slider. But, man, oh, man, you see that 79. He said, do or die on the high side. He is reeling them in through 1 and 2. Now we're rolling through 3 and 4. Top side starting to come in. 3 laps to go. Can Dino reel him in, or can the General hold him off in that A&J Custom Creations 87? We're going to find out in about a mile here. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. Dino swings it in up top, gets a good run off. He is getting there. Leads down to 2 tenths of a second as they enter 3. What kind of run can he get off of 4? White flag waves, 1 to play. Andy on the bottom, Dino up top as we roll out of 2 for the final time. 1/4 mile left through 3 and 4. They both go downstairs. Andy Patton looking to bring it home. He's going to win the the volunteers portion of our Knoxville Nationals. Good run there by Andy and Dino. Man, just not enough time. Seemed like the high side was starting to click in. And, oh, man, you were reeling him in. That looked good out there.
Yeah, we were giving it a shot. I think a couple more laps that top would have came in a little bit, but Andy wasn't making any mistakes, though. He was tough, and he was running that slider line, and that slider line is always pretty quick here. And with the slider line, it's tough to get him going in down low because he's sliding, and then when he slides up, it's tough to get him up high. So it's also a very good line to keep somebody behind you. And he did a perfect race.
Let's see. We already got you up here. Blake's down there. I'll just drag him up. Might as well do this top 3 thing. I mean, we'll talk to you throughout, but I mean, going to drag him up. He doesn't even know he's got to do this. But Blake, you snookered the Bass Man. Come into the line. You steal that final podium spot, brother. It was a slow start for you. I mean, I was gossiping about you under that caution, wondering what was going on. You turned on the jets late, man. You were quick.
Yeah, I think the track just finally widened out a little bit. Guys started moving around a little bit more, and just starting in the back just to see if this car could really move around and how it felt in different lanes and how it felt when I would get maybe a little loose or uncomfortable. And I think it felt pretty good. Like I said, once the track started to widen out there, it felt really good. And finally, when we got into some open space there, we were able to track down Jeff and eventually Roger there too, kind of running a cut down line, which was really, really fast. I didn't think I had a shot at third. Until the very last lap there, I could see Jeff was going for the slider, so we ran that cut down line again, and we got a really, really good run off of 2, and we were able to get Roger there coming into turn 3. So, yeah, I was just really happy with the way this car responded, and definitely take a podium here.
Well, hey, man, you were spotting for Shorty last night. Was there anything, you maybe learned setup-wise, anything you can carry into the night number 2 here tonight? Because, man, if you got it, now's the time to let it go.
Yeah, absolutely. Fortunately, shout out to Shorty. He let me run. He let me throw in a setup for him that I was going to run tonight, and he mentioned some things that could have been changed a little bit, which sometimes that's just the way that we drive the car. But he said some stuff that I changed today, and I think the car got a little bit better because of it. And maybe also gearing. Just looking at him going back and watching that feature race, kind of faded there towards the end a little bit. So. Definitely going to have to keep an eye on that tonight, and hopefully we don't fade towards the end of the feature. We're going to have to figure something out for sure.
Well, hey, we'll be rooting for you, Preacher, man. Good luck the rest of the way. You want to give that code before you get out of here?
Absolutely. First, I got to thank the parents for watching and all the guys down at KSR, especially Shorty. Shout out to him on a great run last night. Of course, I got to thank everyone involved in putting this charity event on, especially the Westbrook family. I heard that they donated a sizable amount of money here yesterday or today or whenever it was. So shout out to them. This is a great event that we try to do every year, and shout out to them for putting some money up for us. And of course, I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at AJ Custom Creations, and of course, shout out to Bill Calder too. I've heard he's not doing well, so thoughts and prayers with him and his family throughout this time. And of course, I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some of the best stuff out there. You can head over to their website, and don't forget to use code CART, that's CART, at checkout for 15% off some of their very delicious popcorn. And once again, just shout out to everybody involved in putting this charity event on, and I always have a lot of fun doing it. And of course, I got to thank you for putting this broadcast on, Shaggy.
Well, hey, go get him tonight, kid.
Good run, Blake.
Thanks. Nice run, Dean.
You want me to put you on the spot? I mean, you guys ran first and second. You want to talk to Andy about his big win here and his locking in?
General, absolutely, Andy. It's funny, we were talking about this with Patrick's points that he got yesterday. That I think pretty much solidified that you'll get the provisional from the veterans from last night, and then you made it one better. You just came out and kind of smoked me and said, "Yeah, I'm not going to take that second place. I'm going to do it on my own." Good run, my friend.
Thank you, man. Felt pretty good. That slider line was just right there, and I could just move up a little bit, and it was solid. That's something I watched Rick Mayne do last night in his heat. He ran just up off the black, and it was fast. So I figured, why not try it and see what happens?
Yeah, I see you got Hinkle Holmes on the side of your car now.
Yeah.
So is Ricky helping you out a little bit and doing a little? Because I know Ricky's been talking to Aiden Beerline. He's been letting everybody know that. Is there a lot of setup talk going around between the Hinkle Home cars?
No. I just I had that sponsor on the car from when I was at Inferno, and Ricky's a good guy, and I like him. We're pretty good friends, so I figured I'd put that back on there, and go for him. Get him a little exposure.
Why not? I watch his Facebook page too and see the photos they put up, and they definitely do a great job. And it's interesting. Ricky had to switch with me. Ricky was going to do tonight, and I was going to do Monday because Ricky's at Lernerville right now for the high limit race. So that's why we switched.
Shit.
Yeah,
is that where it's at?
Yeah, his wife got him tickets, and he goes, "I gotta go, Dean." I said, "Well, I can actually switch nights," and so I did that with the switch, and here we're at. So, but how does it feel knowing now? Yes, you still want to try, you still want to go Hard Knocks and see if you can get through there, but knowing that even if something happens Hard Knocks or something happens in the Soup, you're in the race. How's that feel?
It feels good. I mean, it feels good ever to win a race in this league, no matter what race it is. You know what I mean? I mean, I haven't won very many, and feels good to finish up in the front instead of second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, So, I mean, to be in the race is excellent, but my issue is I once the track slicks off, I go backwards. So
you and me both, brother.
better just start in the back than not take anybody out. You know what I mean? So.
Well, at 47 laps, a lot can happen. But, we were talking earlier, and you seemed like you had a little jinx on you where almost every race you're coming home on a flatbed. But it's good to see you have some good luck here and awesome run. So who do you got to thank?
I just, I took a little advice from somebody that I messaged yesterday, and you know what? It paid off tonight. Stay out in front and you don't got to worry about it.
I might have to try that, Andy. Maybe that's why I don't do that good.
Oh, shit.
So Chad Griggs told you what to do.
Right? How about it? Last night I didn't mention the Steve King Foundation and the Westbrooks. This whole deal, this whole week is for a really good cause. I mean, we do a lot of good causes in this league, but the Steve King Foundation is one of the best. And I just want to shout out to them and you guys. Shaggy, you do an excellent job, man. You do a really good job with the broadcasts, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, dude, man, you guys make it fun, Andy. I mean, we don't get to do this without you guys putting on a good show and coming out, like you said, man, the Mike Westbrook Foundation. Not many better causes we promote, so it's a good time to be out here. And Andy, congratulations, man. Lock yourself in the show. And now I'm trying to think, who finished third yesterday? Who'd you just give a Christmas present to?
Christopherson, right? No. Chris Schaefer. Was it?
I
I
can't.
think it was Chris Schaefer.
I know Chris. Yeah, well, it could be one of the Chris's there. That is interesting. So
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was now.
Yeah, you gave somebody an early birthday present there. That was nice of you.
unless you want to default to that provisional and give me this one, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to take the win when I get one.
In all seriousness,
man.
I'm talking about a win. Andy, talk about your business. You're going to give the winner something very special that you do, and you really shocked me by giving me one after Super Dirt Modified Week. Talk a little bit about A&J Custom Creations.
And if you win, it better be made out of gold.
Dude, it's going to be like about on a 4x4 sheet. 3D engraved, 3-inch wood. You know, I'm going to make it, and then I'll put it over top of my my bench in my workshop. No, actually, nice. You know what? There ain't no chance of that happening anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I really enjoy doing these trophies. You know what I mean? And they, as over the years, I've gotten more and more into it, and they get a little better each time. You know, I'm still, not there yet for what I would like to see, but they're getting better every time. Now I have a laser, so I can do a laser engraving on them too, which is nice to do.
And I still have my street stock plaque from the 2020 season that you did.
From a long time ago,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Back when they were plaques. Yeah.
But hey, go ahead, Dino. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've never, I've seen them, Andy shown photos, and then when I opened up the box and I looked at it, I was like, oh, you got it. This is amazing.
Dude,
the work you put into it, that's so cool.
But you deserved it, man, for the amount of effort you put into promoting speed weeks and all that stuff. I mean, I figured it was the least I could do.
I appreciate it. I mean, I enjoy it. I don't do it for anything else other than I enjoy it. I want to see a full field of cars. I want to, Jack and Jeff and Bill and everybody, Steve Bixler with Coast to Coast are doing a great job. And then we got some of the best broadcasters were Shaggy and Marty,
Mm-hmm.
and then we brought in Robert as well. And Adam Flieger does Thursday nights. It's just you want to help this league. It's a good league. You want to help it. There's a lot of people are putting volunteer time in it, and you want to do your part.
Yep, and it's a good race. This race, being the volunteer. God damn, Dean, you almost took me out right there. I didn't even feel you that close. Holy cow. I did the one time.
See, you guys get to get in that other session. I got this video up because we keep talking. So I'm going to end this thing. Congratulations, Andy. And I'm going to load up into the other session. Good run and good luck here, man. Just don't even use this thing. Make Dino have to use it. Go get yourself in. Good luck, Andy.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
All right, so I'm going to roll this thing here over to a little intermission break. I'll get settled over there with Dino and the gang, and we'll be right back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Right when we talked about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We're back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and man, oh man, it's almost time, Dino. Night number 2, who are going to be the top 16 in points? I'm going to, actually, I'll pull it up one more time here. Would be the time to look at it. Now, I mentioned, good to Stephen Goldner, 470 are probably good. Let's count down.
Yeah, I think so. When I look at the points, there's that big gap between Goldner, and then there's Lacey and Hitt.
So you got to think, that's the top 7. So possibly, maybe 9 guys could get themselves in based on how they qualify and whatnot. Have to see, man. I'll tell you what, I can't believe all those guys, all those names down below me, even a couple above me that are probably going to be in a B main. It's unbelievable, but that's what Knoxville does, man. it's madness, and Dino, I think that's why we all love this, and we love the scoring system in real life. It's really neat.
Oh, it's when you go here in real life with this scoring system, it just adds so much tension. And there, because they have so many cars, the invert for the heats in real life is 8. So you set fast time, you're starting 8th in the heat on a track that's just hold the foot to the floor and go, and you got to try to pass as many cars as you can to get in the feature. You got to get in the top 4 to get into the feature, and then go from there. So that's the magic of Knoxville.
Watching John Dolly roll around in this 74 machine. That's a neat looking sprint car. I do. I have to steal that. Oh, is Dittmer in here?
Dittmer just came in and
hey. Say something, Brandon. I'm probably going to have to turn you up because I messed around with all my sounds. So talk for a little bit.
How you boys doing tonight?
Yep, definitely got to turn you up a little bit. There we go. I want to make sure you guys are all going over the cars. I switched headsets, and I've had to adjust Discord sounds.
There's fans out there saying, no, don't turn Dittmer up. Of course, there's fans out there saying, turn Dean down.
Brandon, I'll tell you what, too, man. You know, I'm the first person to look down on myself and say, hey, you know, maybe I'm not the best. But when you guys lapped me last night, I almost drove that thing head on into the wall. I have no idea how you were that quick, man. What tips, if any guys are watching this thing right now, okay, any guys in the race, I mean, how were you that quick? What's a tip you'd give to a driver out there tonight?
Just learn not to put your foot to the floor, honestly. Especially like in turns 1 and 2 when it was bottom dominant, you really have to pedal that bottom side. Like once you get out to about halfway through 4, when that tack opens up, then you can kind of hammer down, get it out of the corner. But you really just got to feather the throttle through that most of the corner. 3 and 4, I was all over the place. I couldn't find anything going. Top side was slick, but I couldn't hold the bottom. But you know, I'm just glad I was still in second when my car decided to kind of take a crap. But you know,
obviously, you know, I mean, you finished on the podium, dude. You knew the points were going to be good, but when you finally saw him, I mean, were you surprised to see 1 point off the lead? I mean, you got to think, barring an absolute miracle here tonight for some people, I mean, you're in the show. Were you surprised by how well you did?
I was a little bit. I obviously haven't qualified very well in this event in the past. Then I got thinking about it. I'm just like, first, second, and third all had problems in their heats. So that knocked down a ton of points right off the bat. And just keeping it up there in the front of the A main just helped a lot.
Yeah, that was my bread and butter going into the feature, what you just said. Those guys having that problem. I was like, well, maybe, okay. You know, I finished mid-pack. I'll have enough. I'll be able to beat those guys. I mean, I even did the math. I needed to beat Goldner by 8 spots after his heat wreck. I mean, but you know, it just necessarily didn't go that way. But, you know, I mean, Dino and I were talking, and I'll throw him under the bus here because it was the same people I'd say. You know, you got to think favorites going into this one, Corinna, Blake Chapman, and I mean, now you got to almost throw Anthony Morano's hat in that ring with the way he's been driving this thing. But who do you got here tonight, man? Who would you keep your eye on?
Oh, boy, I got to look at the roster again. I don't remember who's all in it for tonight. But Blake, you can never count him out. Ted York is also kind of fast. You have to watch him. He's sneaky fast. You got Bandy out there. Steven Fernberg, he's kind of sneaky fast as well. There's a lot of like guys, like we had like a really big powerhouse yesterday. A little bit easier night to night, but there's a lot of guys I think will come up and surprise you.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. You know, maybe having guys like me in the night last night, you know, will lower the average a little bit, but I think most of your rock star names, maybe, you know, maybe I'm biased because I was in it, but it seemed like a lot of the head honchos out there last night. But now we got a lot of just, you know, good quality, not per se as much variety, and that's where I think it could get really interesting. You know, a lot of the guys you were naming, I mean, really coming into this thing. I mean, you were, well, realistically, you probably didn't think you'd get second. I didn't either, but, you know, there were a couple guys who we figured would win that thing. The main guy did win, but tonight, I mean, it almost is like playing a game of darts here, Dino. I mean, you might even have a shot. Here I am sleeping on you the way you've been driving that thing. He might be away. He may have stepped away.
No, I'm here. Jack's talking, and it sounded like they might go qualifying here real quick. And I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't even done hardly any laps yet. So I want to get out here and at least get some laps in.
Oh, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker up here too. What's going on, Jeff? You can talk.
Yeah, I had a administrative question for Dean.
Fire away.
Dylan York, he's in the server, but we don't have an admit. We don't have an entrance. Okay, just want to make sure because I don't have it on paper anywhere.
Yeah, no, he's in. He came in last night.
Okay, awesome. All right, thanks, man. Have fun out there.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, he messaged me
always
actually
paperwork.
last night. Yeah, he messaged me last night and said, hey, can I still come in? I go, absolutely. So.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I was talking to Dean, you know, you guys better play nice. I'm probably going to, you know, try to get one to lock myself in. But if you did miss, you know, you couldn't race. I mean, we normally will open up a couple spots maybe for a bid tomorrow that will go to charity as well. So keep an eye out. You know, if you don't race your way in, you're not comfortable. And I say tomorrow, we probably won't open that bid tomorrow. I'm jumping a day ahead. We'll probably maybe wait till Thursday. I don't know. Dino and those boys will have the final call.
Yeah, when it comes to the money, I let them make the call. I more or less do the PR and stuff, and I'll throw in my 2 cents, which Dino always does. And but then I leave it right up to them. So
I got to try to find the top of this. I mean, I've been looking forward to Anthony Morano's car. I mean, look at that Magic Ant-Man on the top of that wing right there.
Yep.
Yep, I have been looking forward to that since I saw that paint. I mean, he's got ShaggyTV on there twice, too. Right up the side, right there in the center. I mean, it's probably on the other side to make it symmetrical, too. I mean, look at that thing. Good looking car. I mean, you guys, you know, who the Bowman does those. I mean, what better guy could you ask for? I mean, you guys are treated right over there.
And he's giving out a free wrap for this too.
Oh man! Now that's you know, the, what do we call it? A door prize, right?
Yep. Yeah, we have 6 wrap makers that are giving out door prizes. So we're gonna have 6 free wraps for everybody.
Jeff Barker out on the racetrack. He's going to complete his first lap. Let's see what kind of... I'm going to go to... Let's change it to last times here, because obviously they're not running 14s anymore. Barker ran a 15.74 last time by. Steve Maurer with a 7... No, he's just pulling out on the racetrack. John Klimowicz with a 15.33. So, I don't know where... Dino's still sitting on pit road, aren't you? Yeah. No, you're out there.
Just went out.
Okay,
I
so
just made a change. I made a gear change because it looks like this track is getting a little slick.
You're running those. Let's see what it is this time. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Jack
that's right. That's your first lap.
10 minutes will advance. So.
Yeah, that's basically letting the session roll out, which I'm okay with because it says 10 minutes 30 seconds left. So whatever they want to do, burn it up, man. Make it so only guys like Dittmer can, you know, run good. Guys like me just fall to the back, sink like a stone.
I think if you would not have had problems, Zach, I think you would have been right up there about top 5-ish, maybe even surprising us up there in the top 3.
Well, that's a good joke, Brandon. And, you know, I was hitting my vape, so I couldn't laugh.
You're a good racer, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't have a lot of... See, my problem is I've been up in this booth now, and, you know, a lot of times it is what it is, and, you know, there's some people that benefited, and definitely I'm one of them. You know, I did a lot of racing in the coast-to-coast days, man, when we reset the track. And that's when, you know, I was collecting a lot of those wins. Now that it rolls over, I mean, obviously I've gotten better. But, man, it's a skill that... Like, you know, I understand when I'm in the car, you know, maybe I shouldn't be full throttling, but when I hear you say, you know, when I ask you for your advice, you're like, tell all the drivers, don't mash that throttle. I mean, I wish I had you as a crew chief last night, because my answer to everything is to just put that pedal down and try to gain time. And I think that we see a lot of people in here, no shots, but they kind of have that same problem. And man, it's tough to drive when you're not necessarily responsible with that throttle.
And when I'm saying like don't mash the throttle, this is coming from somebody who quite literally always mashed the throttle, because I was on this sim before they did the tire wear model, so I was always hammer down on the top side, just either putting it into the grandstands or seeing where I came out at the end of the ring.
Because I liked the old model, because I used to run the top too, and the cushion never went away on you.
It might not ever went away, but it always had a tendency to bite you.
What do we got in here down in the Discord that could be a victim? You know, I mean, we've had Butters chime in on so many broadcasts. You know, he hasn't been racing a lot. He is racing here tonight. Let's see if he's around. He's not in a car. Let's see. Yeah, I just pulled him up. Ha, ha, ha. He is here. He can't hide.
Yeah.
Butters, what is
What's
going
up,
on, man? You're back out on the racetrack. I mean, how you feeling? You confident going into Knoxville?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I've been working with Bocus with the sprints, and so I'm pretty confident. I'm happy with so far in hot laps being P7.
Bocus is still around?
Yes, sir.
Good deal.
Yep, he's strictly sprint cars now.
Is he really? Because he was on top of the modified world forever.
Yep. I got him on my front wing. Bocus built sprints.
Well, Jason, you know, I mean, obviously we got a little bit of time, so the track's going to change, but do you have a line in mind, or are we still kind of feeling out where we want to go for qualifying? I know last night, I mean, we saw guys, you know, they were within about a tenth and a half of each other, but I mean, we saw guys run the bottom and run the top. Is there a spot you're more comfortable?
In a sprint car, it's just pretty much me trying to figure it out. Is
I know that feeling, dude.
I ran them at first when I first got on iRacing, but it's been a long time. It took me a couple hours to get comfortable on them again.
Well, hey, Butters, man, you got about 5 minutes left here, so I'll send you back down. Good luck tonight, man. I'll be rooting for you.
Good luck, brother.
Yep, thank you, fellas.
Butters, good to have him back here, man. He's the first person to chime in on every broadcast. I mean,
yeah, he lives literally about 6-7 minutes away from me.
Have you met him at least?
Yes. He
Okay.
actually gave me some maple venison, which was the best meat I have ever tasted in my life.
I'm going to clip
How's
that.
for a weird connection?
I am going to clip that.
Yeah.
The best meat Dino's ever tasted in his life.
Amazing. Yeah, well, yes. You can go where you want with that. Even ask Megan's the best meat she's ever tasted.
Oh, now you're including Megan now, too. Oh, man. There's Dylan York. He's back out here on the racetrack. This is one of the guys who Brandon kind of mentioned. And I sleep on Dylan a little bit, you know, because doesn't race too often, but he's definitely a name got to keep your eye on. And he's got one of those sprint cars that look like it could be on a real sprint car, and you know those guys are always dangerous. Fast, in a fast way. He's up top rim riding, too. We're going to try to test this thing out. Gets in the outside wall, going to pull in. Maybe got a little right front damage. Let's see what Dino does. Going to run that slider line through 1 and 2. Go up to the top here. Cut down, put that left rear right under the slick. You see him slide up, grab the cushion. Let's see what the lap time looks like for Dino. 16.13, and you're seeing Ross, the last time he was out on the track, was your quick time. He was a 16.08. Everybody in the high 15s, low 16s right now, guys that are on the racetrack still putting in times. John Dolly comes across right now to 16.01. Let's see what this time is. 16:05. So a lot of guys right now consistently in that realm. Can somebody maybe throw that haymaker surprise? I know Dino's not gonna throw his cards out there. I wouldn't either, but I know we saw some guys roll the bottom off of 4-2 on some of those quick laps. Brandon, were you one of them? Did you roll the middle there through 3 and 4 and try kind of cut down, or did you stay up top?
My quick lap was top or slider. I was listening to Marty as I was finishing up, and I heard him say what the quick timer did. I'm just like, oh dang, I didn't even think about that. But it's just some of those like little things that you don't think about that can give you that extra, quite literal 0.2 better than anybody else.
Yeah,
you're just like, oh crap.
You're not kidding. And I mean, last night, dude, if you looked at that, I think top 15. I mean, you give 4th through 15th, even a couple hundredths. I mean, they're going to jump some spots. It was that close and pretty amazing, Dean. I mean, you're one of the ones you got Swan Speed Shop you deal with, a couple other ones. But, man, it's unbelievable. All these different setups that people come here, and you still see the speeds pretty even.
Yeah, they're all the setup shops are good. I mean, they're going to get you into a comfort zone, and then it's just once you find the one that just gives you a couple tenths a little bit faster than others, then you stay with them, and then you start doing your tweaks. But they're all good. I mean, if they weren't good, they wouldn't sell them. I mean, that's how you got to look at it. So if they, I mean, I'll be frank, if they suck, they won't be in business.
No, we've definitely through the iRacing days, man, on the board, seen a lot come and go, and they're definitely your staples that have stayed for a long time. Jeremy Christensen in the 16. Now, somebody here, fill me in. How am I supposed to know Jeremy Christensen?
Jeremy has run with some other leagues, Andrew Regal's league, Teddy York's league, NARC, and his iRating is under 3,000, and we reached out and invited him. Sorry about that. I was doing a lap, Shaggy.
No. I literally just sat back down. The insider, when I threw that to Dino, I know we're running out of time, so I cannot. I don't know what it is, man. I guess it's like the vape is in my left hand. It's security blankets. I don't even need it. My tobacco vape. And I've had a Pepsi beside me, probably 70% of my life. And if I don't have it there, I just don't feel comfortable. Need that full soda just in case I get a little thirsty here. And seeing more guys pull out on the racetrack. One of the ones pulling out. Guys need to get that feel here right before we go qualify. I mean, 40 seconds away. And Brandon, I know we talked about it a little bit, man, but this is one of those tracks where I don't know if there necessarily is a preferred qualifying line. It's just kind of where you're fast, where you feel comfortable.
It's very much true. My second lap, I ripped the absolute top, and I did an actual really good job of it. Probably about maybe 200 slower than my best lap. But it's all depends on the setup that you have. Because like we talked about setups, like a lot of these setups are fast, but they are tailored to a specific kind of driving style, and you have to find the one that's right, the setup shop that builds it for your style.
Well, hopefully the guys have it figured out here, because checkered flag's waving. It's time for Dino and the gang to go out qualifying. Who says, F it, I don't care. I'm running where I'm running. I'm going out first. I'm not going to wait.
Steven Fernberg.
Yeah, yep. Steven Fernberg. He's got his own plan. He doesn't care what anybody else is doing. He's pulling out on the racetrack.
You feel comfortable. You don't want to psych yourself out of it. And I get it. We make fun of Dittmer. You're Dittmer. Templeton, but he knows where he's comfortable, and he just goes out and does it.
Yeah, and, you know, in their defense, for the longest time, we couldn't see other drivers' qualifying laps unless we were spectating. So that is kind of a newer thing here as Fernberg comes across the line, purple sector 2. 16:34 for his lap time, but Butters, he takes it by maybe a thousandth or a couple thousandths of a second there. New quick time. Jeff Barker, the Brewerton Beast. Now, Anthony Morano, P2. Let's watch Barker roll around here for his final lap. As Jesse Bandy comes across 16:25. We were in the 15.8s last night for qualifying, so definitely slower racetrack. Barker comes across, doesn't improve, stays P5. Jesse Bandy, purple sector 1. He's quicker, 16:16 for Jesse Bandy in the 49. About a tenth and a half up the road from this man in the 92, Christian McCartney. Now kind of calms a little bit. All the guys that had qualified, they're done. Now we got a couple guys who have waited. The boss, Ross Corinna, he's out here, lap number 1. Rolls the top here through 3 and 4. What's the time going to be? Green. P2 for the boss, Ross Corinna. And he's in the realm, 800ths off. Let's see if he can find time. Slower through sector 1 and 2, or through turns 1 and 2, excuse me. Hops the cushion a little in 3 and 4, but it's purple. What does it mean for the boss? It means quick time. Ross Corinna with a 16:08 found some speed right up against that outside wall. And well, I forgot, we get 3 laps here. So Ross going around one more time. Andrew Tenhold here in the 510 machine. He comes across P10. Ted York, lap number 1. P13 for the moment is John Dolly. Dylan York pull out. Dylan York's lap comes across. 1 ahead of the other York here. Dylan 13th, Ted 15th as they both jump down because John Dolly in the 74 moves up to P4. Now all eyes on Blake Chapman, and then Dino looks like he's getting ready to roll out. We'll watch him after, but you got to think, Dolly, good lap, P3, Klimowicz 5th, but this is possibly the guy who could dethrone here. Dittmer, does Blake stand a chance to? Now he's going to pull in here, maybe brush the wall, going to restart here for that final time around. Blake doesn't improve, going to qualify 7th, and, that's not going to rain on his parade there, Dittmer, but I think Blake probably wanted to pocket some more points than that. As we'll watch Dino here. He's going back out. He's still, I think we'll get time for one more lap. I don't know if they'll give Dino 2. I think it'll be 1. He had crossed the line and then reset.
Blake might not be too happy with that qualifying effort from him, but that's a very solid point standing. He's might have a chance to put himself in the top 6 for that pole shuffle, according to how these heats go.
Yeah, and Brandon, it didn't screw you because you did great in the heat, but that invert maybe could be what Blake needs. He's going to be tough to get around, and now we'll get to start ahead of those guys. But Dino, he wraps it up. Dino, P5, brother. You have to be feeling good.
I still left some on the shelf. I thought I could get in the 1s, but we're okay with it. We're okay. I'll take that.
You better be. Because I'll tell you, that's a pretty good run there, and some solid points here. I'm still going to need some things to, go your way, but all in all, I'd say that's pretty good. Let's take a look here. Starting grid, heat race number 1. Remember, inverted the top 4, so you see the boss there outside of row 2. That is your quick time. Or row 4 to the outside, the 88 of Steve Maurer. To the inside, the Bassman in the 747, Roger Craig. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. To the inside, his teammate in the 57, Brian Lawson. Row 2 to the outside, your quick time, Ross the Boss Corinna in the 10. To the inside, the 74 of Jonathan Dolly. Row 1 for heat race number 1. Winner will start on the pole for tonight's, part 2 of our Knoxville Nationals. Not sure what the correct title is for this, Dino. You're gonna have to
Number 2.
qualifying night number 2. Okay, we'll stick with that. That sounds appropriate. To the outside, the salesman Blake Chapman, and starting on the pole, the 789 of Cale Bixler. Well, I mean, I've been saying it all night, and anybody who's ever watched this thing, you got to think one of the early favorites to, I actually shot myself in the foot. 2 of the early favorites here to win this whole thing. I mean, on the outside rows here, row 1 and 2. What are you thinking if you got a lineup in this heat, guys?
I'm thinking the sunset is absolutely gorgeous. That's what I'm thinking. Sorry, I had to.
No, I mean, honestly, if you're out there gridded, you kind of have to find something bright out of this, I think, because if those two have their own way, I mean, should be a 2-car battle. But obviously, Jonathan Dolly, he put in a quick time. That 74, he may have something to say about it. Cale Bixler, that's a guy we've all seen. He's been putting in a lot of times in the afternoon leagues. He's really improved, so going to have to keep an eye out on him as we get ready to play 8 laps at the Knoxville Raceway. The green flag's high. It's ready to fly. As we slow, we pace. Heat race number 1 is underway. Good run there for Blake Chapman on the outside, but Cale Bixler able to shut the door, but goes right back down to the bottom, allowing Blake to really wind that thing up, and here he comes. Battle for the lead. It took Blake all of 1 lap to get up front. Slide job. Bixler able to fall in line, and Ross Carina now, he's going to make his move. He looks to the bottom, trying for a 2-for-1, can't do it, cracks the throttle, slides up in line, move the boss up to P2. John Dolly rolling around here in 4th place. I mean, we kind of single filed out here. At what point, Dittmer, if you're maybe in 4th, if you're John Dolly, do you make a move here, or do you just hold in line? Looks like never mind, gonna go for it.
I say you take the move. Last night we heard about people complaining about heat races, racing hard. It's all about points here at the Knoxville Nationals. You have to go. You cannot wait.
That was perfect, Brandon. That's why I led you in for that, because every spot matters. I mean, this is 3 points on the racetrack, so you got to go for it. You can't lose it. And that's why we're seeing Ross Carina really send this thing in and try to reel in the preacher. We've got 3 laps to go, boys. Cale Bixler trying to come back, though, here for 3rd. Dolly going to shut the door. Cale goes up top, and you see that cloud up front, man. That almost looks like one race car. Ross is all over the back of Blake Chapman.
Blake is taking that really deep slider line, taking away Ross's ability to really get a good run. And here he goes.
Slide job for the lead through 3 and 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Blake's got it at the line. But Ross Carina, he's looked so good off of 2. He's going to cut down under once again. He's side by side with Blake. Final time through 3 and 4. Ross Carina catches the cushion. Blake Chapman goes to the bottom. Checkered flag waves. Give it to Ross Carina by a nose. Blake Chapman P2. Cale Bixler 3rd. John Dolly, your 4th and final transfer. Dino, we try to, Brandon, we try to not gloat here, but those were the 2 guys we were talking about. What a finish there for heat race number 1.
Yeah, that's there's about 2 or 3 good guys in every heat, and those we talked about were the favorites coming in, and it's just the way the cookie crumbled with Blake's time trial run that they got in the same heat, and then they just went at it. That was like a heavyweight boxing match right there.
Yeah, and that might be a little taste of what is yet to come. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Heat race number 2, row 4 to the outside, the 313 of David Tormaski. To the inside, the 36 of Barry Goldner. Row 3 to the outside, the 09 of Ted York. To the inside, the 510 of Andrew Tenold. Row 2 to the outside, the 49 of Jesse Bandy. To the inside, the 79 of Dino Dean Reynolds. Row number 1 for heat race number 2. Winner will start on the outside of the front row for night 2. of the Knoxville Nationals qualifying. To the outside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, and starting on the pole, the 029 of Steven Fernberg. Now, Dino, you know, I've got a hobby. My memory's not the best, but Fernberg, one of those guys maybe wasn't even going to be here. Who did you say transferred that to him?
Yeah, no, Chad Cote couldn't make it, so him and Fernberg are good friends. They got the same sponsors, part of the same team, and he said, Steven, go have it.
Well, hey,
so
Dino.
Chad paid for the entry, and he just said, Steven, come on in and go run.
If you want to curse anybody out, that's your business. I'm not muting you. Go at it. Have fun, man. Beat that teammate of yours to the outside as we're getting ready to go. Brandon, you got anybody you would watch here?
Oh, I'm looking at Bandy, man. He is always fast, and I would not be surprised if he quickly gets up to the front here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll see what kind of start the Ant-Man gets in front of him as the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 2 is underway. Good jump there on the bottom for the 29 of Fernberg, but here comes the train. Anthony Morano chugging along. Choo-choo. Anthony to the lead as we enter 3. Fernberg trying to throw a big swing there into 3. Can't do it. Dino even getting a run on the outside. Dean Reynolds now trying to march on the outside, and Fernberg forced to fourth here early. Now back to 5th. Rough start here for the 29.
The track state between last night and tonight is already so much different. This is top all the way around. And if you're not there, you're just unfortunately falling straight backwards.
Yeah, we were very lucky to have, not that this isn't, I mean, I'm sure Blake Chapman would find a way to milk that bottom and be quick, but man, we were fortunate. I mentioned there the qualifying times, about 3/10 slower than last night, so definitely the racetrack just not as there as it was last night, but tell that to Jesse Bandy here, Brandon, because he is reeling in the Ant-Man, and cross flags, we're 4 to go.
Yeah, Bandy's just going to sit there and take his time, just wait for Morano to make a mistake, hopefully get a run off one of these corners.
Now, obviously, for the most part, most people who have, been that top qualifier have done well. They've been able to move on up, so we haven't really seen that heartbreak that we saw last night. And you got to think, Brandon, I mean, you're one of the guys, you're pretty good on points. I mean, P2, like I say, if you don't make it, I don't know if what's real anymore as the battle heats up for the lead. But right now, I mean, you got to think, these guys stealing points. It doesn't look good for night number 1.
You know, I have no problem with that. I love seeing high points in these Knoxville Nationals runs. I mean, I might not make the pole shuffle, and that's just fine by me. I won't be here for the pole shuffle anyways. But just seeing that all these high points is going to make me smile, because I've always loved somebody always just running the field.
Well, the white flag's in the air. This is the final time through 3 and 4, and you saw Bandy. He took the lead through 1 and 2, so he steals the win here. Heat race number 2 to the outside. P2 Anthony Dino locks himself in. Andrew Tenhold, the 4th and final transfer. Dino, I mean, not too bad there. P3, you're sitting okay on points.
No, we're okay. I had to get to the top because I tried to stay in the bottom of 1 and 2, and it did not work. I was spinning. And then once I got to the top, I was the same speed as Anthony was. I think Jesse might have been a little bit faster than us because he can run that top a little bit better than us. But I'm okay. We're going to start, I believe, 8th in the feature. And if I could stay in that top 8, I should have enough points.
Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the starting grid here. 3rd and final heat race of the night. Logan Wentz all by himself there. Row 4, row 3 to the outside, the 8 of Dylan York, to the inside, the 9 of Isaac Bowman. Row 2 to the outside, the 69 of John Klimowicz III, to the inside, the 92 of Christian McCartney. Row 1 for a heat race number 3. Winner will start on the inside of row number 2. For night 2 of the Knoxville Nationals qualifying, to the outside, the 16 of Jeremy Christensen, and starting on the pole, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. I'm telling you, Jeff, I know one of those guys who probably, a lot of them sleep on, but I got stuck behind him in that matinee race the other day. Dino, he is good up top. Jeff used to just run the bottom. You'd think he was going to stay on the bottom, but Barker, man, he is figuring it out upstairs.
Jeff has been fun to watch in sprint cars, and you know, I PM him a lot of times because he lives right up the road from me, and you know, say good run, and I think he's putting some focus into the sprints, and he says we're still trying, we're still digging. I know him and Bob did good. They were using Alex Bergeron sets there for a while, but Alex has kind of been out of iRacing, so maybe they just stumbled onto something else, and or something that feels comfortable for Jeff, and you know, I think we all root for Jeff because he does so much for this league.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully Jeff can at least get himself straight to this feature. I mean, everybody going to make it, but the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. We've got 8 to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Heat race number 3 underway. Brewerton Beast going to stay on the bottom here through 1 and 2. Going to play nice, and it's going to catch him out. Christensen with a big run on the high side. Does Barker throw the slide job? He's thinking about it a little late. Christensen going to hike to the top. He goes around the outside, and now McCartney trying to join in, but the Brewerton Beast sends it in one more time. Almost 3 wide.
Smart move by that 92 to save all their races behind him. And he's going to live to fight another day. We're going to get a cut down right behind Barker.
Klimowicz
going to lose 3rd and possibly 4th.
Yes, he is. Klimowicz with a big power move on the bottom, but here comes Isaac Bowman, and we got a car in the wall. Jeremy Christensen, he takes out Klimowicz. That's 2 of the top 3, and now the Brewerton Beast up to P2, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I was going to say, Jeff Barker, if you look, is in a heat where there's no coast-to-coast regulars. All the cars around him are outside cars, so you know, that makes it a little tough because you don't know the characteristics. And, well, they took care of themselves a little bit there, too.
Yeah,
just went back and watched it. An unfortunate little wheel tap sends the Star 16 into the outside wall and just calamity.
And you can see now they are spread out. There's about a second in between each driver. Logan Wentz, that's the closest battle there with Dylan York. You can see he's a ways off, and there's 3 to go here. I mean, if you're Jeff Barker, obviously there's nothing to really gain here, right, guys? You just got to kind of keep that thing where you're comfortable. You're not going to lose a spot. You're probably not going to run down McCartney, but, I mean, he does have some time.
Well, and if he finishes right where he is, he's going to start 6th. And if you ask Jeff Barker, are you going to start 6th tonight or are you going to take it? He's going to take it.
I would be pretty positive as the white flag flies. 1 more lap to go, half a mile around here before we set our final top 12 into the show. We're going to run that B main just to give those guys a chance who maybe messed up in the heat races, that 1 extra chance to gain spots as the checkered flag waves. Christian McCartney wins heat race number 3, followed by Jeff Barker, Isaac Bowman, Dylan York. Your 4th and final. Logan Wentz, Klimowicz, and Christensen will go to the B main. Well, that should be coming up right here.
Yeah, Christian McCartney is a friend of Teddy York's. They're part of the NARC, the School Sim Racing League, and you know, Teddy said, "Can he come on in? His iRating is good." And I said, "Absolutely. If Teddy York, you know, is going to say this guy's okay, we're going to let him in."
We went right to the warm-up, guys.
Oh, we did.
Oh, right to the warm-up. So no B main. So if you had that mistake, got to race your way on through.
Wow. Yeah, I was thinking I had time to go.
I mean, you still got 2:30. You better run.
No, we're good. It's only 20, so we'll be okay.
Winner of Heat 3, Christian McCartney, just asked for a feature EOL for that contact with Jeremy.
Well, and that's not surprising because, like I said, if Teddy York vouches for somebody, you know they're clear. They're a clean racer, and he probably feels bad. So,
kind of feels like a Patrick Spangler moment. He accidentally hits somebody, wrecks him. He'll pull off to the side, go take that EOL.
Yeah, I can tell you, Brandon, I respect that. We won't throw any names out there, but what was happening last night was the exact opposite of that. In the driver's chat, they were not being as polite with each other last night in the iRacing group. Right now, we shouldn't be surprised. Look who's at the top of the charts running the slider line there through 1 and 2. Let's see what he does through 3 and 4. Of course, talking about Blake Chapman. Yep, going to run it through 3 and 4 as well. So he feels like that's what's comfortable for him. Moment Anthony Morano, P2. I told you guys, you know, he's been trying to lie to us, Dean. You know, you're probably part of that cover-up, part of that lie, being a, you know, big block, small block guy. But Man, he's really turned it on with the sprint car stuff. See, he's P3. Yeah, he probably did have to go use that bathroom. I don't blame him. You know, he was feeling confident there for a little bit. You know, he was just like, oh, man, I don't know. He thought about that Eldora 3-hour last night that Patrick was talking about.
You know, I'll comment on that since Dino's gone. You know, I've chased the tail of Anthony Morano in modifieds for ever since I've raced modifieds in the league, which I'm not very great at, but seeing him come over to the sprint car side, work it, and start to be a force in the sprint car, I love it. I absolutely love it. Him, Dino, and Sam Bachman, all those guys that are really coming up on the FTM group for the sprint cars is an amazing sight.
I'll be the honest one. I hate it. You know, Anthony, I got sick of him beating me all the time in the small blocks and big blocks, and there was maybe a span of about 4 weeks where I was beating him in that Rebels division. And, boy, it all went away, and Anthony just showed who the real man is on dirt. But we're going to find out who the real man is tonight here, guys. It's about that time. As the checkered flag waves on warm-ups, and we get ready to take a look at our starting grid here. For night 2, A main. You got to think, probably 7 guys locked in from the other night, but you never know. Let's see how it goes. Let's take a look here as I click the wrong button. Brandon and Dean won't know what I'm talking about, but now it will be much better. Let's take a look here. Starting grid. Rounding out the field in the 313, David Kormaski. Row 11 to the outside, the 888 of Steve Maurer. To the inside, the 16 of Jeremy Christensen. Row 10 to the outside, the 36 of Barry Goldner. To the inside, the 747 of the Bassman, Roger Craig. Row 9 to the outside, the 69 of John Klimowicz III. To the inside, the 029 of Steven Fernberg. Row 8 to the outside, the 57 of Brian Lawson. To the inside, the 18 of Logan Wentz. Row 7 to the outside, the 09 of Ted York. To the inside, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. Row 6 to the outside, the 8 of Dylan York. To the inside, the 510 of Andrew Tenold. Row 5 to the outside, the 74 of Jonathan Dolly. To the inside, the 9 of Isaac Bowman. Row 4 to the outside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. To the inside, the 789 of Cale Bixler. Row 3 to the outside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. To the inside, the 32 of the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Row 2 to the outside, the 20 of the Preacher, the Salesman, the Popcorn Man himself, Blake Chapman. To the inside, the 92 of Christian McCartney. Row 1 for your Knoxville Nationals Night 2 feature. To the outside, the 49 of Jesse Bandy. To the inside, the 10 of Ross, the Boss, Corinna. I cannot believe I held in that hiccup. That was for the long pause. I'm telling you, if you guys hear me mute, I am going to be hiccuping for a little bit and trying to hold my breath as we pace around here. Can Ross, Corinna bring it home? Who's your quick favorite, Brandon?
Well, there's a lot of good choices here, but I'm going to go with the Ant-Man.
Well, let's take a look. I'm going to take Bandy as the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. We've got 25 laps to play in the clay at the Knoxville Raceway. Night 2 is underway. Ross with a good jump there on the inside, but we're 3 wide right away. Anthony on the bottom, Blake in the center, Bandy up top. Blake Chapman going to drive it in low, almost gets into the back of the Boss, has to feather it. Bandy up top, the front 2 on the bottom, 1 lap in the books. Anthony Morano rolling the bottom off of 2, trying to reel those guys in, maybe saving a little bit of tire. And well, interesting, Brandon, last night at this point, I'd say most of us were up top. We're seeing a lot of difference from what we saw last night.
There was a lot of variety last night. Us front riders, we were running that bottom 1 and 2, kind of top 3 and 4. But here, Ross, Blake almost got into Ross right there.
Yeah, almost bit off more than he could chew. Blake got a big run on the bottom, and now Bandy, he's going to swap. He goes to the bottom. Blake going to get a run off at 2. Can't get down there where he wants to, and Blake really going to have to drive it up the racetrack, try to catch the cushion, and Bandy gets him at the line. Move the 49 up the P2 for, maybe only a quick moment here, Brandon.
Yeah, big wiggle off that inside berm. As Ross is loving seeing that in his rearview mirror, if he is running a rearview mirror. Just watching him fall back as Anthony Morano is now about to catch up to the two of them.
Yeah, these guys battling so hard has allowed the Ant-Man to kind of reel him back in as we go trackside here, man. They are racing hard. Dino up the 6th, using the bottom. He's up 2 spots, and slow and steady, Dino. He's got some guys on the move behind him as well. Ted York already up 5 spots. Steven Fernberg up 4 spots. As the caution flag waves here for the first time. Not too sure here what happened. I'm seeing Butters possibly involved in it. Let's see here.
Butters is missing both wings.
That's not good.
So Butters gets, no, Dino, it is not. He gets a little loose off of 4. Gets into, I believe, Klimowicz, and he goes hard up and over. Couldn't tell who blinked out behind either. A couple guys trying to avoid that thing, but well, at the end of the day, you get the quick repair. He lands on all 4, Brandon. I mean, you got plenty of time. Not what you want to happen, but it's not the end of the world.
No, it's not. But it's definitely not how you want to start your Knoxville Nationals, especially on a 25-lapper. You got to get up and go. As Brian Lawson also ended up into the pits, seeing what happened to him, a little bit of contact going down the backstretch with, I believe that's Logan Wentz, sent him up into the outside wall, and he decided to pull in and call it a day.
Tough break there. Right now, Dino, I mean, you're under caution. How are we feeling? Your car feeling good here early?
Yeah, no, we feel okay. I went really low in gear, and I think as the race goes on, hopefully the track will come to me a little bit. So, but we'll try to stay consistent and, like you said, live it for another day. And if I can stay right here, we'll be okay.
Ross hanging out about a football field back behind this pace car. I thought we were getting ready to go green. We still got one more lap around here. Got that Phantom Motorsports number 10 on the inside. And, man, it's not very often, a lot of stuff can go wrong. A lot of wrenches can be thrown into the plans, Brandon. But I really would have to say, I think me, you, and Dino included, this is probably who we would have had as our top 4 right now.
Yeah, it probably would have been my chalked up top 4, to be honest. And they're going to give us an amazing battle here for the next 20 laps.
Yeah, this could be quite the treat. I mean, those guys fighting over points. Remember, winner gets 200 points, so we got to see. And Ross Carino, right? He's going for the perfect. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, this would be a 500. So
You're absolutely correct.
Let's see if the boss can do it here. He's able to hold off Bandy here. Lap number 1, going to stay on the bottom, but he has another mistake there. And oh, man, not that I want to put the writing on the wall here for Ross, guys, but if he keeps having that mistake on the bottom of 3 and 4, Blake and Bandy are going to make him pay for it.
Yeah, you cannot keep on slipping up because Bandy is like right there. He's like a half lane lower, and he's just getting right up on the tail tank. And then there's Blake Chapman literally on the inside berm, and he is running up on both of them, having to let off.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as it does stink, Brandon, you've been that guy in second when there's really only that half lane in front of you. At the end of the day, it's frustrating, but it really is your responsibility to kind of let off. If that guy's barely missing the lane, we're sprint car racing, can't go plow through him. So as long as Ross is okay here, doesn't mess up too bad, he might be all right. But, man, it could turn into a wild brawl here as we come out with 14 to go.
I mean, right now Bandy will play nice, but when it comes down to about 5 to go, Bandy's going to stick his nose in there. He's going to shove Ross up. He will take it if he can.
Watching Jeff
I've been
Barker.
on both ends of that stick.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sadly, I'm normally the one doing the plowing, and then I get yelled at. I'm doing a little bit of overdriving. But Jeff Barker, man, right now he's not overdriving that thing. Looking good on the bottom, up 4 spots. Ted York right behind him. up 8 spots. So let's see if Teddy can keep plowing up through the field here. Cale Bixler holding on to a top 5 for the moment, but I don't know. Dino trying to go hunt.
Steven Maurer going to try to pull off the track.
Yeah, good eye there. Maurer does pull off on the bottom of 1 and 2. I think it's low enough. Shouldn't get that caution flag. We don't. As man Jesse Bandy, excuse me, clips that berm a little bit through 3 and 4. Pulls a wheelie coming off of 4. Loses some time to Corinna. Now him and Blake, they got to maybe work together here if they want to reel him back in. We're running out of time, Brandon. 10 laps to go.
Yeah, it's about crunch time for Bandy to get up and go, but unfortunately, like, this is the exact opposite of what we're seeing last time. Top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4, and it's very weird change of pace as they're going to have a lap car to deal with here in about 2 laps maybe. But Bandy, here he comes. He's going to have a good run coming out of 4.
Going to drive it up top, right behind through 1 and 2, as you mentioned. Lap car, David Kormoski going to get to the inside here. So, no! Oh, no! And they're still bumping each other. Oh, no! Blake up to P2. Bandy falling back to 3rd. Not what you want to see. But, man, Brandon, at least they're kind of able to hang on there. But you got to think, if we don't get a caution, we might see a perfect 500, only 7 to go.
Yeah, this is... Ross is just hoping and praying that nothing else happens. And, man, that could have been disastrous.
It really could have been. And now, you know, Bandy, I mean, obviously, got to be fuming in that race car. I mean, stuff happens, but Blake has now pulled away from him, and Anthony is kind of reeling him in here. So Bandy going to have to... Oh, caution flag waves! Oh, I'm hearing a no. I don't know what happened yet. Don't spoil it, Brandon. Let's see. But the no does not sound good.
I'm knowing the caution, man.
Oh, okay. Phew, I was worried we collected the leaders in this, but it was actually up ahead. So I clicked on Isaac Bowman, but it had started up ahead of that, I believe. No, actually, I clicked on Logan Wentz in the wrong. It was Isaac Bowman.
Yeah, it was Isaac Bowman collecting whoever the 16 is. Jeremy. Tire wear comes into play. We know Blake Chapman is amazing at saving his tires and being there in the last 5 laps. Now he's put right on the back bumper of Ross. This is going to be an intense finish. We're going to see if Bandy, with that rage pent up from that contact with the lap car, if he does not have any damage, he's got a little bit of nose wing damage, but I do not see any tire damage. Will he drive aggressively here on this restart?
Oh, man, that Busch, he's powered by Busch Light in that 10 machine, so we'll have to see what he's got here. Remember, we saw Blake Chapman taking a couple peaks on the bottom. Well, really, that's why he lost P2. Not that, you know, maybe Bandy didn't deserve it, but Blake had to lift out, got washed up, and opened up that bottom lane. Can Blake keep it smooth on the bottom, try to find a way on by right now? If he can't, I don't know in coast to coast. I mean, Marty talked about it last night. If we have ever seen the perfect 500. But Ross Corinna going to try his best here as we've got a 5-lap shootout. The green flag's high. It's ready to fly. The boss drops the hammer. We're back underway. Good restart for Blake Chapman as well. Able to pull away a little bit from Bandy. Now maybe he can try to go to work on Ross Corinna. But right now, you got to think, I mean, well, never mind. Ross going upstairs through 3 and 4.
Ross slid himself, and this might come back to bite him. He's going to
caution flag.
Caution.
Caution flag waves. I believe Jeff Barker goes around here. We're going to use the little rewind this time.
Yeah, Barker into the outside cushion and biked it and up and around. Ooh, the 8 also kind of got collected there with somebody else.
So you heard it there from Dipper. Just jumps that little cushion. I mean, you can see the right rear hop up, and he just goes into the wall, comes back down.
I've done that more times than I care to admit, but...
Yeah, that's definitely why. One of the reasons I was so slow last night after the quick repair, I got to meet the 1 and 2 wall pretty good. Was driving around with a broken right front. That's never fun. But man, if you well, you know better than me, man. You get up top, you're flirting with it up there.
Oh, you definitely are, especially in Knoxville here. We love to say that the cushion has gone away at a lot of tracks. Here it is like doubled and completely gone motocross with it, which I love and I hate at the same time because it's taken me out so many freaking times. But
yeah, but I'll tell you, you know it as well as I do, Brandon, that 1 out of 5 laps, when you hit that thing correct and you rocket ship off that corner, all that makes it worth it. That's why you keep going back up there. Yeah, that's why we keep going back up there. I mean, you're hearing us complain about it, but if you do everything, and I mean everything correctly, there is a lot of speed to be found. And, you know, some of these guys definitely know how to do it better than others. I mean, Brandon, he won't include himself. He's becoming one of them. I mean, you're watching 4 or 5 guys right now who know how to do it. Lots of them right behind that are pretty close here. This could really go anybody's way here, Brandon. I mean, we're getting the 1 to go, but we could see contact up front. And I mean, there are still a lot of points here to figure out in the middle of the field.
yeah, a lot of good battles to be had. Now I'm wondering if Ross heard or saw Blake on this inside at all, and maybe he was going to switch up here after the restart.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Maybe he's got somebody telling him, "Hey, you better go."
Contact.
Oh, are we mixing it up here back?
Ted York got a little bit of contact there from John. I don't know how to say that last name. I'm not going to try.
Well, as the green flag waves, we're back underway. 3 laps to play, 1.5 miles at the Knoxville Raceway. Good jump there for the boss. Ross, Corinna, Blake Chapman rolling the top off of 2, trying to build up steam, and you nailed it, Brandon. Ross back to the bottom through 3 and 4.
He's still about a half lane up, though. He's got to get down. Otherwise, Blake is going to fill that gap.
2 laps to go. Blake Chapman maybe clips the berm a little bit on entry, and is that the mistake the boss needed here? Lap and a half to go. White flag set the wave this time by. Can Ross Corinna hold on? Final time through 1 and 2. Ross does what he does best. Slides it up, grabs that cushion. He's got a 0.3 of a second gap as we roll into 3 and 4 for the final time. Ross hits the middle. Not perfect, but he hits it well enough. Checkered flag waves. Perfect 500 for the boss. Ross Corinna, Blake Chapman, P2. Jesse Bandy, 3rd. Anthony Morano, P4. Bixler is Cale Bixler, P5. Dean Reynolds, 6th. Dino coming home 6th. John Dolly 7th. Ted York 8th. Steven Fernberg 9th. John Klimowicz the 3rd rounds out the top 10. Dino, you might be in on points. You're going to be one of those guys. Probably it's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tight, but I think we're okay. I actually got 6th at the line. Dolly got a little slick there coming out of 4, and then we were 3 wide, me, him, and Teddy York, and I wound up getting the spot. So that's 2 extra points right there.
While we wait for those guys, let's watch your white flag lap here.
Oh, this is you're gonna have some fun with that.
Okay, so yeah, Teddy had just gotten a wall there. You get up there. Oh, you are in the middle 3 wide. Who is that on the bottom? York in the 09, and then we got Dolly up top. Dolly gets in the wall a little bit there through 3 and 4, and look at you. You find the power, 3 wide, beat them both at the line. Good run there, Dino. I mean, if 3 points, that could be the difference.
Yeah, I was very conservative. I probably could have pushed it, but I had a feeling if I stay top 7 with the 5th qualifying that I should be able to get locked in, and that's the goal. When you got a 47-lap race and you're going to start in the top 16, you're going to have a shot. That was the goal.
Let's see if we can maybe get a word here with these guys. Jesse Bandy, your 3rd place finisher. I'll check the Discord. Bandy's he's a professional. He's already there. Well, Bandy, I mean, it's charity night, so I wouldn't think anybody, would yell at you anyways, but try and behave yourself here. But, man, I know you can't be happy, but at the end of the day, man, a P3 with your qualifying effort, how well you did in the heats. I mean, you're in this show, so maybe not where you want to be, but you feeling okay after that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, you just sometimes racers' luck doesn't go your way, but you know, it is what it is. We'll recover. Had some front end damage that really slowed us down. I was surprised we were able to hang on to P3, so happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it. It was a pretty big shot there. Definitely not what you're expecting. I know, not that it gives you any solace, but Blake was involved as well. But man, you're probably, I would think, with this showing, going to be pretty close to that pole scramble, if not in it. I mean, you feeling confident going into tomorrow night? I mean, I know I'm excited to watch the 8 best out there playing around.
Oh
Or
yeah, but I
10,
mean, like I say, you got to
best.
have a little. Yeah, you just got to have a little racer's luck, right? You know, so I think we'll be all right.
Well, hey, Jesse, good luck the rest of the way, man. I know how much this means to your team. I don't think you guys have ever missed one of these Knoxville Nationals. So thanks for being here again. We love having you, Jesse. Congratulations on a good run, man. Who you want to thank?
I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'd like to thank all the guys over at Phantom Motorsports, Velocity Race Designs, Bio.com, Dirt Doctor Trucking. Really owe it to everybody on Phantom. They've just got me up to where I feel I should be, and happy to be where I'm at.
Yeah, man. There was a time where we've talked about it on the broadcast where you guys maybe were gone a little bit, but dude, you're back. A hell of a job tonight. Can't wait to see what you do Thursday, man. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Good run, Jesse.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're back, They are back. That's pretty unbelievable. We watched Goldner, how well he qualified last night. I mean, that team they found.
I don't know if you realize when you say they are, Jesse's part of Ross Carenta's team.
Okay, I knew that.
Oh, you knew that. Okay.
Nope,
so,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know if you.
I was being a sarcastic. Know that. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
No, he's Stephen Goldner has formed his own team, and then Jesse moved over to Ross, and Ross Carenta is helping him out. And as you can see, it's definitely working.
Maybe Ross will help us out. We'll have to see.
Yeah. I mean, that Phantom Motorsports. I'll tell you, Craig Sabetsky's part of that team. They're tough.
No kidding. But I'll tell you, somebody else who's tough. Fought his way through, contacted the lap car, didn't let it phase him, still brings home a P2. Preacher, how we feeling, man? I'd say, you're probably in this thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Definitely disappointed in how the first part of the night went. Qualifying just weren't very good, and then the heat race, he backed it up and being just as bad. So, starting in this feature changed quite a few things on the car, and it seemed to really stick. Felt like I probably was about the fastest car out there, me and Ross for sure. If I could have held them off there in the heat race, maybe it would have been a different story. But, you have to just feel unfortunate after that, little incident with the lap car to keep things going, both me and Jesse. You don't see that a lot when something bad like that happens. But, fortunately, we were both able to keep it going. And, just like last night, the bottom was the place to be here tonight. In 3 and 4 for sure. 1 and 2, you can move around just a little bit, but the slider line was the fastest. So, not too many lines that you could really use to get around people. It was a little tough to pass. So fortunately, we were starting up towards the front and made a couple passes on the very first lap, which set us up pretty good for the rest of the race.
Well, I mean, you lived by Dino and I's code, man. Lived to race another day. I mean, you had a spot there. I think it was probably the 3rd or 4th lap. I'm sure it's right there in the front of your mind where Ross misses the bottom in 1 and 2. You almost stuck your nose in there, man. Is there any, you hit the rewind button, you maybe try to force the issue there, or you still think you did the right thing?
No, I could see he was coming down. I could see he got loose, and then he was coming down back to get the grip off of turn 4. I think if I would have stayed in the gas, I would have ended up probably pretty crushed there and into the inside fence. So, yeah, I think it was definitely the right call to let up there. And I think it was probably within the first 5 laps. So always a little more cautious. Especially when you're up front. When you're towards the back, you only have 25 laps. You want to make up as much ground as possible. But when you're right on the leader on lap 5, you're not going to be too aggressive. You're going to, save your stuff for towards the end of the race, knowing you have a fast car. And I think we made pretty good decisions here tonight, and we're able to keep it clean for the most part and come home with a second. So can't complain too much about that.
Well, man, I'm with I want to say you qualified 7th So, I'm trying to do the math. I'm not sure if you'll make the pole scramble, but, if you.
Yeah, it's going to be I think he will.
It will be close for
it's
him.
going to be close. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be able to make it tomorrow night anyway. So
that was my question, because I know you're normally busy. That's where I was going with this. So you're busy tomorrow night. You won't be able to make it.
Yeah, we're in the real car tomorrow night. So yeah, we'll be doing some real racing tomorrow night, then back on the sim for Thursday night's show.
Oh, well, hey, good luck tomorrow, Blake. Have fun out there, man, and most of all, be safe. But before you get out of here, you got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank the parents for watching and grandparents for watching. Got to thank all the guys down at KSR for all the support. I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at AJ Custom Creations. I got to thank Flatline Racing Bodies and Steve's Custom Golf Clubs and Mauer Farm Management. And I got to thank everyone involved in putting this event on. This is a great event, and I have fun running it every year. I got to show my support for Bill Calder. Thoughts and prayers with him and his family as he goes through this rough time, and we wish him a speedy recovery and would love to see him back on the track soon. And of course, I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. The real Knoxville Nationals are coming up, and nothing's worse than watching a big event.
Are you bringing
nothing
some?
to snack on.
Are you bringing some?
I might have to.
I made you go home to get some, what, 2 years ago?
That's true. I might.
I sent him in to go home. He drove 2 hours to go get some.
Yeah, I might have to get some. But if you're watching this and you're going to be watching the Nationals online on the TV, there's nothing worse than watching a big event with nothing to snack on. So don't get caught lacking. Go over to galensgourmetpopcorn.com and don't forget to use code CART, that's CART, at checkout for 15% off some of their very delicious popcorn. And again, just thanks everyone on putting this special event on, and all the sponsors for giving us some money to race for. And I got to thank you guys for doing the broadcast.
And I thought you were going to say, don't get caught lacking, get caught snacking on some Galen's Gourmet
that'd
popcorn.
be good.
I know, that's where I thought you were going to go, man.
Blake, store that. You're young. You could say that for 30 more years. Yeah. I want you to be around when you're doing it too. So.
That's right. I'm going to write that one down.
But hey, hell of a run, Blake. Congratulations, man. Look forward to talking to you again Thursday.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Blake Chapman bringing home second. And now, well, it's not Eldora, so we can't call him the king here, but a perfect 500, Ross. Don't know if that's ever been done on Coast to Coast before, man. Hell of a job. Mr. Perfect tonight. How we feeling?
It feels pretty good. I don't know, what was it, 2/200ths of a second? I beat Blake there in the heat race. So
yeah, what a finish!
Yeah, it was a pretty fun night.
No, and obviously you and Blake pretty similar there on pace. It looked like those opening couple laps. So how important, was that move there to win the heat race? Because really, it seemed like, that was the difference. The starting spots really out of you two.
Yeah, everybody in this league knows how Blake is on the bottom. So I knew if I could hold it, he'd have to either move up and try to get around me, or just drive through me, and that's not the kind of driver that Blake is, obviously. So there's a couple times early in the race where I was kind of starting to slide up, and I got a little nervous. I did see one time I could hear him, and then I saw him in my mirror. He got pretty close, but like I said, that's not Blake's driving style. So he backed off and kept us both going. And I think, I gotta say it again, I think I got saved by the yellow, because there was one yellow where he ran the bottom, and I could see him coming on the inside. And after I saw that, I knew I just had to stay down there and make him go around me on the outside. So.
Man, you guys are too damn good. You steal all my questions, because that's what I was going to ask you, Ross. Brandon brought it up there in the broadcast, and he was saying, could you see him down to the left? Because it looked like, maybe Blake was going to get that run into two on the bottom. So you could see him down there. It was that close.
Yeah, I knew he was there, and like I said, I could hear him coming, and then that, like I said, that yellow came out, and at that moment, I just knew it was time to just commit to the bottom, and in 3 and 4, and the slider in 1 and 2 was okay. So that worked well, but yeah, like I said, Blake, he's just one of the cleanest drivers in this league. So he's not going to do anything malicious, and it was just time to hold that bottom.
Now, Dino or Brandon, chime in here for me, but when we go into the pole scramble tomorrow night, the worst spot Ross can get is 4th place, correct? It's 4 drivers at a time?
I was never in a position to be anywhere as close to the pole scramble, so I never studied it. Because you remember, I'm Mr. CD main guy here. So
I'm pretty sure it's
how
4.
that works.
I'm pretty sure it's 4 at a time, transfer 2. So with that math, I mean, you're guaranteed perfect 500. You're not going to start worse than 4th. So, I mean, how aggressive do you think you can beat tomorrow night? You going to go try to lead us to the green flag Thursday? What's the plan tomorrow?
Well, unfortunately, Wednesday night is my kids' karting night.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm not even gonna make the pole scramble. So I guess I'll take a 4th place. I mean, obviously, I'd like to be there and
What are the chances, Dino? That's 2 of them now. Can we push the pole scramble back Thursday?
You know what? I don't have decision-making factors in the league. I'm just the good-looking PR guy.
Well, I'll try to see what I can do because I know Marty and I don't mind. I mean, that's only an extra half hour.
But the thing is that you got all the mains, and then we're going to do driver intros and everything else. You're still talking a pretty good long night here.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I'm trying.
In all reality, Ross, what do you start first and fourth?
We don't have anywhere to be on Thursday.
Yeah. But in a 47-lap race, does it really matter where you started?
No, probably not. No,
it doesn't. Yeah.
Well, especially because, like I say, Ross, I mean, that perfect 500, you're guaranteed that top 4, even if you don't. As far as I'm concerned, I would think. I don't think they could forfeit you out of that, but we'll see how it goes.
Start in front of Griggs, but I guess I mean, unless he can't make it tomorrow either. I'm assuming he's in the pole scramble also, right?
I mean, he better be after he dusted my doors last night.
10 points go in the pole scramble.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing my head points here correctly, it's obviously going to be Ross. Then I think it's going to be Bandy. And then I think it's going to be Griggs, me, and Chapman. I don't know if I'm getting my points correctly.
Don't get confused. It's not this Chapman either. We're talking about Blake. So.
Well, and I'm gonna stay at the Eldora, the real life Eldora showed up last night too. So I'm gonna stay out of that and do the points tonight, so everyone can see where they're at.
Well, hey Ross, I know we won't get to talk to you tomorrow, man, but I'm excited to see what you do Thursday before you get out of here, man. Have fun at your kids' karting thing, and you got anything or anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Phantom Motorsports guys, Velocity Race Design, M9 Performance. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to just thank everybody for putting on this event and Steve King Foundation. So during the future, so I'll just take my chance to do that now. Means a lot to everybody to be able to contribute. So.
Well, hey, Ross.
Thanks for your help, too, Ross. You're always a big sponsor.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, man, and you're a big part of the racing, too. Going out and getting a perfect 500. Way to shoot the gun tonight. Congratulations, Ross. Look forward to the rest of the week, man.
Thank you.
Well, fellas, we made it. And Ross Corinna, my God. I mean, we all knew, maybe the favorite coming into this tonight, but 500, come on, guys. I mean, that's kind of unbelievable.
Ross is got himself to another level as well, and I mean I thought that was a heck of a year when he won absolutely every Rebels race because he got out of it for a while, and you gotta stay in Renegades, you gotta run at least 5 races in Renegades, and there was a time where he couldn't race, so he got knocked back down the Rebels, and he kind of said, well, I know it's a rule, but I don't belong down here, and he won every single race, and he's been on fire ever since.
Yeah, Marty had to put the bounty on him, man, and nobody could ever claim it.
Yeah, I was part of that.
Well, Brandon, I mean, I guess you're probably not making it tomorrow, right? Didn't you say that?
That is correct. I will not be making it tomorrow either.
Well, I mean, you got any words of wisdom for the guys running it, and maybe any advice for people like me that got to come through the soup on Thursday?
Are you not going to be around tomorrow either?
I'm broadcasting. I can't run Hard Knocks.
Oh, man.
Yeah, let's be honest. I wasn't winning anyways, okay? If I'm lucky, maybe a top 3, but the winner is the only one who goes, so I'm not missing anything there.
I mean, just, I said at the top of this broadcast, keep your head down. You got to, with going through the soup especially, not a lot of laps, but you have to be smart with your maneuvers. One wrong move and you're going tumbling, and you're going to be going at dingus very early.
I've been there very early.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Big shout out. I said it at the beginning, but Lucky Number 7 Racing for sponsoring all night tonight.
Yes, and that's Bob the Good, by the way.
Yeah, I said his name started with a B and ended with a D. I didn't know if he wanted that out there or not, but yeah, Dino threw it out there.
Bob wanted to help out. He's also donating $7 to the 7th place finisher on Thursday night as well.
Oh, P7 better watch out. That's where I'm gunning for. But, all right, we're going to wrap it up here. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night. I believe I'm looking at the scramble. Yes, Pole Scramble is going to go off at 7 o'clock. So we'll probably let them beat up the racetrack a little bit. We'll probably go racing around 7:05 or so. But make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long and have a good evening.